Thank you very much, Guy. Look, I too am delighted to be able to speak at this today. I think it's very timely that we're discussing this today on what has turned out to be International Men's Day. And we should all have a sense of shame and abhorrence, all men, to see what's going on and what happened in recent days. Those images that were shared on internet and on different sites, and people can call it coercive control, or they can call it revenge porn. There are no adjectives to describe it. It's just simply disgusting, abhorrent, and indeed, very, very concerning. And very concerning to any of us that are parents, grandparents, of grandchildren, to know that these things can happen and that men can do this. And this seems to be done in an organised fashion. A lot of effort and intuition put into it. So, Minister, you must act. Now, Harry, go Harry, and so we must act. And I think we can't wait to act. We acted in a banking crisis. We acted with COVID. We acted recently in health legislation, Minister. You included the hearsay, banning the hearsay, or bringing in evidence to allow vulture funds to use hearsay evidence. This is shocking. I'm not saying anything personal to you. I know you will act, but we have to act immediately to have legislation in place that stops and that stops us in its tracks these kind of disastrous images being shared. Often, as the previous speakers have said, taken in good faith, sometimes taken with people under 18 is shocking. It's truly shocking, and it must resonate with all of us in our core values. It's just not acceptable. I want to salute the Cone Sayer in Clonmel and the Tipperary rape crisis people, and the volunteers that man those, and there are some paid people as well, but the volunteers, and they have to go out fundraising, and it's the only refuge that people have. And I also want to salute the people in there, and I know many of them from being involved in the Day Under the Arches in each September, where they do huge fundraising campaign, and it's a wonderful awareness too. And all the musicians and talented people, the singers that come along and entertain, and people pay, and we collect bucket collections. It's a shame they have to do that. They should be funded. And I want to salute Geraldine Milan, Breda Bell and Verona Nugent, and many others that are there, and the huge organisation that day is. But they couldn't have that day this year because of lockdown. And when are we going to learn about the lockdown? Look at the trauma, the figures that have been put out there, 25% increase. And I heard Deputy Murphy with interest, because he was a member of the Cabinet when, as Shane Ross said, Mr. Houlihan, Dr. Houlihan frightened, I won't say what he said out of ye, and he did, we were all frightened. But Dr. David Neverharrow has said now quite clearly, on numerous occasions, lockdowns don't work. Lockdowns are regressive and more harmful on the poorer people and people of less income. Can you imagine being in a house where there's violence, or any kind of a flat or any area where there's both, and it can work both ways, and some men are affected as well with domestic violence, and having lockdowns, these dark, dreary, desperate days that are out at the moment with bad weather and short days, and looking forward to Christmas, and knowing that we're being told and being fed the line that we're going to have another lockdown after Christmas, and that's what's being fed. So listen to the World Health. You quote them when you suit you. They have said that they don't work. We know they don't work, so it's interesting to hear it come from Deputy Murphy, and I welcome it, because he was in the Cabinet that brought it in. So I also want to salute the Garda Síochána across the country, but especially in Tipperary, under Chief Superintendent Derek Smart and the different superintendents, Dennis Whelan and Kerr, and former Superintendent Pat O'Connor, just retired, and these Superintendent Willie Leahy, and the Gardaí, when this new sexual unit was being set up some months ago, they were oversubscribed with interest from Gardaí. I think they wanted 12 and 2 sergeants, and they were way oversubscribed. And I want to wish that unit well. It's so badly needed. And we at time have evolved, and education is very important for all of us. And it's a bad day we don't learn something. But it's a horrific day that we learned about those events in recent days. So we must act in here in the next weeks, not after Christmas. We can't leave it, especially with the crisis of lockdown. I want to salute the Gardaí that went in, that gallantly joined that force, and indeed to pay tribute again to a deceased Niall O'Halloran, Sergeant Niall O'Halloran, who was put laid to rest on Tuesday, and a great man that worked in the communities and had the trust and the back of the people, and the people had his back, and they could call him to his house, and he dealt with those issues so sensitively, as all Gardaí do. And they need further education, of course we do, and we need stronger legislation, but we need emergency legislation there. But unfortunately, when those units are set up, the community policing unit gets affected, the traffic corps gets diminished, because they're only from within we need more, Gaddy. I know you are recruiting more, but we need more and more because there are issues turning up now. And we have to really deal with the issue of porn and other issues on the web and all those issues that's going on. It's cybercrime. I know it's dangerous as well, but we have to deal with this sensitively and urgently, Minister. And I'm appealing to both of you to bring legislation forward in the very, very near future to deal with this. I'm talking about days, not weeks, because we cannot face Christmas with these situations. Because this will actually stir up more, by it's been debated, and put more fear into people that we're trying to help.
Thank you.